All right, happy Thursday morning to you guys out there, and as Monty Python would say, and now for something completely different. We're going to change it up today. We're going to do something fun. I think you guys might geek out a little bit, which I love. And we're going to take a behind-the-scenes look at a slot machine. That's right, we're going to go into the attendant menus as well as the slot technician menus, and I'm going to walk you through some of the things that they can and cannot do. So if you've ever wanted to know the behind-the-scenes of how a slot machine looks on the casino side, this is going to be the video for you. Let's get going. All right, guys, as always, if you are new here, we certainly want to welcome you to the Gamble Smart channel. We usually don't do videos like this. It's mostly about tips and tricks inside of the casino, but hey, you get to see the behind the scenes of how a slot machine looks. So we're going to do that today. But if you're new here, we certainly want to welcome you. If you're a gambler and you like to be educated, that's what we're here for. So subscribe, thumbs up, ring the bell for notifications. All right, let's take a look at this. This is my Huff and More Puff that I have. It's in a twin star cabinet. These are still very much inside of casinos these days. And we're going to walk through a couple things here. So the first one is called the attendant mode. So slot attendants, not slot technicians, but the attendants, like the people that pay you and stuff like that and fix little errors, they have what's called an attendant key, and they are able to unlock the machine into attendant mode. And that's what we're going to get into right now. And I get to show you what that's all about. So this is the behind-the-scenes look at what an attendant gets to see and do. So let's kind of walk through some of these things that I think, might be of interest to you. So pending tilt. So a tilt, I don't know if you guys remember, but tilt is like from an old pinball game or an old arcade cabinet. Basically, if the machine was tilted too much, you would lose your ball, right? Because you're trying to manipulate the gameplay field. So tilts have been carried over to here. That may not be the origin of it, but that's what I remember anyway, because I used to work on pinball machines. And so any pending tilts, anything that is preventing the game from being run is going to show up here. So we do have one in here, and that's just simply because the attendant menu was entered, and that's what we're looking at right now. But if there was anything else, like if the door was open or the cash box was not pushed all the way back in, or something like that, the ticket is stuck, it'll show up here. And so this is very useful for attendants to be able to see any kind of errors that are going on in the machine. So if your machine just suddenly stops working, they may come into this mode and take a look here to see exactly what the problem is, because all of these will have to be cleared before the game can play again. Okay, sound settings. So yes, slot attendants can alter the sound control on a game. So they can make it loud, they can make it low, they can completely turn it off. You know what? If you have a game that doesn't have any sound on it, that irks me, but you can ask them. Sometimes they will increase the sound for you or lower it if you think it's too loud. Not all of them are going to be able to do this. It really depends on the casino and what their policy is, if paperwork has to be involved and all that kind of stuff. But slot attendants do have access to do that, but again, they may be bound by any kind of restrictions the casino has, so just keep that in mind. And here's another one, out of service. How many times have you guys seen this, where a game is just out of service? Maybe it's a whole bank of machines all say out of service. So there's a couple reasons they would do this. One is if a cash drop is about to occur. So this is something that happens very early in the morning for most casinos, around 2 to 3 a.m. or so. They will come through and swap out the cash boxes. Basically, they are taking out the cash box and then putting a fresh, empty one in its place. And so if they know they're going to be in a certain area of the casino at a certain time, they can have the slot attendants come in and set out of service on all the games so that nobody sits down to play those until they're done with their cash drop. Okay, so that's one reason. Another reason is they can hold it for people. So if you are a player with high status, let's say that you are a heavy gambler, you play there often, they know you, maybe you have high tier status with them, some will allow you to reserve a game for up to an hour or 2 hours, whatever the case is. And so they will also put it into out of service for that mode. So they might put a sticker on it that says reserved, or they may just put it out of service and it will say out of service on it. So that's another thing the slot attendants can do. All right, so other things here, diagnostics. This is for checking like battery voltages and fan speed and machine temperatures and things like this. This is more for slot technicians, in case there's any kind of issue with overheating or something like that, or if the battery needs to be replaced. They will go into the diagnostics and look specifically for it. But slot attendants usually don't deal with that area very frequently. But let's get on to the cool stuff. This is the stuff you guys really want to see, and that's the event history. So here we can see every single thing that has occurred. And we've talked about this a lot on this channel. Guys, you don't have to be worried about power outages or failures or anything like that, because every single thing is being logged on the machine. from the diagnostics being exited and entered, an attendant menu entered, a main door closed, open, attendant menu exited, settings modified. You see what I'm saying? Like everything that has been done has been logged here. So there's accounting for everything. So even if it loses power or whatever, it is logging every action that has taken place. So you don't have to worry about it. This is what I love the most, is gameplay history. So it keeps a log. In this instance, about 20 records. It depends on the game. Some are up to 30, some are only 10. But they can actually go back in time and see the result of spins. And so let me show you this here. So look at this. So this was 10 spins ago, and I can scroll through here. And you can see the result of each of the spins, right? Just like that. And this is very useful in case you ever have a question about something. Maybe you thought you should have gotten paid something, or you should have gotten the bonus round and you didn't. They will come in here and they will say, okay, well, which spin was it? Was it this one? Was it this one? Oh, this one. Oh, well, no, you just got the tape measures. You didn't get the bonus. And so you can actually see what occurred previously. And they can also dump this information. If you ever file an official complaint or anything like that, they can dump this information to a USB drive for Gaming Commission to look at, stuff like that. But that's really cool. I love how they can go back in time and see the previous results of your spins. And all slot machines, Class 3 machines, can do this. So they're just different interfaces, basically. And then cash in and cash out history. So voucher in, you can see all my vouchers going into this game. There's my big $1 million voucher. Don't we all wish we could have that one? Cash out history. So all the hand pays that have occurred, the time and date that it occurred, all that kind of stuff. Voucher out. I don't have a ticket printer in here, so there's obviously nothing in there, but that's pretty cool, and that's useful too for, you know, just checking. If you said, well, I entered I put a 50 in, but it only gave me 20 bucks. They can go in here and see exactly what kind of bill you put in there, and it keeps records of that. So again, you can't trick the casino, guys. This stuff is ironclad. And then the other thing is the meters, and this is what I geek out about the most, is like the game accounting statistics. So this is where you can see, and let me zoom in here so you guys can really take a look at it. So this is the performance of the game at this current state. So I'm on 10-cent denomination, and you can see that, I think that's the one I play most. Yeah, the 10-cent denomination. So coin in, coin out. The payback percentage on this particular game is 95.99%. That's the highest it goes. And it's currently paying back 107.52%. So it is actually at a negative casino hold of 7.52%. Now, so this one's actually paying more back to the players than it should be. But that's natural. That's going to happen. You're going to see swings on either side of that 95.99 number from time to time. But over the lifetime of the machine, it's only been played 3,261 times so far. As that number increases, the gap between the 107.52 and the 95.99 will shrink, and it will get very, very close to that number after about 10 million spins or so. So that's the stuff I love watching, is you can kind of see the progression of the wins and losses, and it's a very long play, guys, very long play. So all right, so that is what the slot attendants can see. Now let's take a look at what the slot technicians can see. All right, so the slot technicians can't just turn a key. They have to open the door, which requires a separate key to unlock the cabinet. So I'm going to do that now. Close your ears because it's going to be loud. All right, now let's take a look on the inside here. This is where the ticket printer would be if I had one. I don't have one in there. CPU box is way down here. Okay, and there would be a lock right here. I don't have the lock in there because it's at home. That is a Gaming Commission lock. That is not a casino lock. Then different interface boards here, sound controller board, power supply, on-off switch, etc. But once the slot technician comes in here, there's a magic button in here that they push to go into slot technician mode. Okay, so this one's a little bit different, a little bit more detailed in what is going on with pending tilts and meters and stuff like that. But this is the new section that was not in there before, and that is the setup. So inside of here, we can see what the clock format was set up, currency, all that kind of stuff. But what I want to show you the most is the game setup itself. All right, so we are in game setup, pay table setup, and I want you to look at this very closely here. This is where all the payback percentages are set. So 10, 20, 50, and dollar denomination. But look, Those are not even changed, not even by a slot technician. They're not allowed to change those either. And the reason is because the only way that this can be changed is if that CPU door that I showed you just previously is open and the machine is rebooted. And that puts the machine in a RAM clear state. Now you might say, well, why can't slot technicians just do that and then change the percentages whenever they want? That's because the slot technicians in the casino do not have the keys to unlock the CPU door. The Gaming Commission does. So this is proof right here, again, that they're not allowed to make any change. It doesn't matter if this is networked or not. This is a brand new machine. These are machines that are still in the casinos today. They are not allowed to make any changes here to these payback percentages. Once it's set, it has to stay this way unless they want Gaming Commission to come out and there's a mountain of paperwork and they have to unseal the machine, reseal it, and all that kind of stuff. So they set it and they forget it, okay? They're making money on this thing. It doesn't matter, right? And there's some other stuff in here, but this is basically the main thing I wanted to show you that was different for the slot technician side is they can come in here and see what the configuration is for the particular game that's installed here. So, well, there you go, guys. That is a look on the inside of a Twin Star cabinet, which is, again, a very popular cabinet still out there. If you find Huff and More Puff, you might still find it in this cabinet out there. So hopefully you learned something about what is going on here on the inside. And as always, gamble smart, gamble safe. We'll see you tomorrow for another tip of the day. Guys, have a good one. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.